Okay, we are now live. Very excited to talk to my guest today, Ashley Parker. Ashley is a broker in Louisville, Kentucky. She has been in real estate since 2001. And in 2007, she started her own company, Parker and Klein Real Estate, which continues to rank in the top 10% of companies in the Louisville area. She's a graduate of Colorado State University and the Ninja Selling Program, which offline I want to hear all about. It sounds really exciting. She holds a broker's license as a certified residential specialist with At Home with Diversity. She has served on the board at the Greater Louisville Association of Realtors, where she received Rookie of the Year and the President's Award. As a business leader in the community, she currently serves as president of the Louisville Independent Business Alliance. She is also a Leadership Louisville and Bingham Fellows graduate. She's married with 2 children and is you're a qualified paddleboard instructor. That's awesome. Practices hot yoga and hates to miss a good concert. So welcome, Ashley. I'm so excited to have you on.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Well, great. So I started these because here in Fairfield County, Connecticut, many of the homeowners decide to take advantage of this great seller's market. And a lot of them have moved on, but a lot of them still want to. And their biggest question is, where do we go? So very excited to learn all about your area and the Louisville area. So people are not only taking advantage to relocate, but also to buy, second or third homes. So tell us about the Louisville market. How is it going? I'll just kind of let you answer that question.
Sure. I think we're like most of the country. We've seen a very active, exciting market since probably March of 2020. Like the weather right now, it is starting to cool a little bit, but our pricing, our prices are up 9% year to date on home sales, and we're about 4.5% low on inventory compared to last year. So it's an exciting market. We do have a lot of, when everybody says no inventory, the inventory turns over. So it's not that we don't have any, it's just a fast-paced market, but we are starting to see that cool down a little bit. The higher priced homes, though, in comparison from last year, have exploded. At this time last year, we sold about 58 homes over $1 million, and this year we've already sold 120 homes over $1 million. So that's a huge statistic in where our upper end market. And for Louisville, $1 million is the upper end. Fairfield County, it's probably a starter home, but
right, basically. So to that point, I mean that's incredible. That's huge. So 2 questions. What does $1 million buy, and where are most of the people going who are moving to the area? Where are they coming from?
Different. We have a very diverse geographical location. You have the Highlands, which the houses are 100 years old, and $1 million will get you a small lot, hopefully a garage, 3,500 to 4,500 square feet in a beautiful older Victorian type of house. But you're close to the park, you're close to Barchtown Road and all the fun shops and restaurants. Right. You can go, 20 minutes out of town and get a new construction house on a bigger lot with about 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, a massive walkout finished basement that almost feels like a whole other home down there, all brand new construction. And, kind of everything in between. The closer you are to our city, the more expensive. Our parks are really important to us. So if you're located near one of the huge Olmsted parks, property values go up. But we've seen quite a bit of houses over $1 million, sell over $1 million this year over last and the years prior.
Wow, that's huge. Oh my God, well, very exciting for you. That's great. So how are the schools in the community? Is it, I'm sure it's very outdoorsy. Talk to us about that.
We have Jefferson County School Systems is a huge public school system, even nationally. We also have great public, private, parochial schools as well. So we have quite a bit to offer in terms of, the public school systems, everybody's got an opinion about. I have one child in the public school system and one child in the private school system. So
Okay.
I can give you my opinions about both, but I think Louisville in general has something for all that, depending on who your child is and their needs and where you live, I think our schools are pretty diverse in what you're going to get.
Great. So options for everybody.
Yes.
So if I were coming down to visit you, first of all, what airport does one fly into? And what would you recommend your top places to go for people coming to visit to check out the area?
You'll fly, well, now it's the Muhammad Ali Airport. I forgot we changed our name.
Wow.
It's probably in comparison, it is an international airport, but feels very charming and cozy. You'll see lots of advertisements for bourbon as you step off, lots of advertisements for Churchill Downs. But compared to LaGuardia,
Absolutely.
you're probably closer to Westchester in size than, and convenience. Everybody's 15 to 20 minutes from the airport, which is awesome.
That's great.
Yes, we have an amazing independent businesses around Louisville. We are known for our, culture, our charm. I sit on the board of Independent Business Alliance, so I am a big proponent of all of our locally owned businesses. That sort of transpires into our restaurants. So we have many locally owned, amazing farm to table, farm to fork, farm to mouth, whatever, right here. And lots of fun options. We have a huge Cuban population, and I will say we have some of the best Cuban restaurants in Louisville that people aren't always aware of. I'm a huge music buff, so I would take you to the Palace, which is a huge or an old historic theater downtown. Paris Hall is a new theater. Live music is back, so that's one of my greatest passions. Frank Olmsted has done, I think, I should know better, 4 or 5 of our parks. So we have amazing park systems within the downtown, the West End, the East End of Louisville. So, and then we have a newer park system called the Parklands, which is thousands of acres out in the East End with something for everybody. So while we are on the Ohio River,
I was just going to ask, so you mentioned, or I mentioned that you're a paddleboard instructor. Where do you go to paddleboard?
It's interesting. Kentucky has more mileage of waterways than any other state except Alaska in the United States.
Wow.
Fun fact. So there's lots of places. We are right on the Ohio River, but you got to be careful. Some days that's not the best place. We have a local place called Harrods Creek that you can get to. That's quite fun. You can drive towards Lexington and get on the Elkhorn, and then 2.5 hours east, you can get to a beautiful place called Grayson Lake. And then if you go up to Indiana an hour, there's some smaller lakes up there. So there's a lot of options. Without being on the ocean, we do have a lot of water close by.
Wow, that's amazing. What is the population of Louisville?
I think they just did, the new census came out. We always say 1 million, but I think it was just under, it was closer to like 800,000 when they did it, exactly with our 2020 census.
Interesting. Oh my gosh, that's great. And do you work with more buyers or sellers?
Maybe a little bit more sellers, but pretty even. I enjoy more of the listing side of it. I like doing numbers and statistics. I love the marketing aspect of it. So that's a little bit of my passion, but there's nothing better than finding a new home for a perfect house for a buyer, who's in the market, which has been a little challenging lately, but when it does happen, you feel like you've almost won the Olympics. So
exactly. It's so nice working with those buyers. Yeah, I totally agree on both. And what would you say is your average days on the market? So if something came on, like, does it go, are you still getting multiple offers, or how is that?
Well, the joke became we're still getting multiple offers, but we're out of the double digits and we're into the single digits. So,
exactly.
Certain areas of town are still a tough sell. Our downtown market has been challenging just because of what's happened, with COVID and less people living downtown and moving downtown. So that's been a bit of a struggle. Otherwise, less than a week, you're like, what's wrong with you if you didn't get an offer on your house?
Right.
That's it, but we're getting a little bit of breathing room, I think, for people not feeling like they have to rush out the minute something hits the market. But houses priced right, good condition, and in a nice area, you're going to get more than one offer.
Exactly. That's what we're saying. Well, this has been so informative. I can't wait to come down and visit you.
Please
It
do.
really sounds beautiful. It sounds amazing and a really great option for anybody thinking of relocating or buying a second or third home. So thank you so much. How can people get in touch with you?
Parker and Klein Real Estate, Klein is how you spell Klein, and you can look us up online. We have a great website and Facebook page with lots of fun information about Louisville and activities and everything going on.
Perfect. That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.